Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In this particular video I'm going to be teaching us how to cut a corset bustier. Please, in this particular video I'm going to specifically teach us how to cut a 3-piece corset bustier. So if you want to learn everything about bustier, make sure you watch the video to the end, and also make sure you subscribe to my channel, make sure you like this video, and make sure you share it with your friends. Also, if you haven't bought our book, The Perfect Dress Cutting Guide, which is going to teach you on how to cut any dress you want to cut, please make sure you do get your own copy. I'll make sure I put the link in the description.
Okay, so today we are going to be working on a corset crop top. Do you understand? So there's something I want to explain before we start. I want to explain when it comes to the bustier of a corset, we have different types. Now let me explain. Okay, when it comes to the corset, you guys usually know that corset, you usually have something like this as a curve. Do you understand? Okay, so now when it comes to that, let me show us something. We usually have the one that goes vertical like this. Are you seeing it? Yeah. That means we have this side, we have this side. Do you understand? And we have the one that goes horizontal like this. Do you understand? We have it horizontally from this side and this side. But we also have the one that I call that particular one the 3-piece bustier, corset bustier. Do you understand? It goes this way. Now look at it. Are you seeing it? That means we have this side. Look at it. 1, 2, and then 3. So this is the one we are going to be working on today. Do you understand? The 3-piece corset bustier. Okay. So in order to do that, first of all, let's work on our measurement. This is our measurement. So we have a measurement. The shoulder is 14 inches. We have the bust is 10/35. So this actually means the bust length from shoulder to the nipple point is 10 inches. While the circumference of the bust is 35 inches. The same thing goes to the under bust. We have under bust length, that is from shoulder to the under the bust, is 13 inches. Then the under bust circumference is 30 inches. Then on the waist, which is the half length, the waist length is 16 inches, while the waist circumference is 29 inches. Then the same thing goes to the length of the crop top. Remember I said it's a crop top, so I would like this one to be stopping at the same point of the waist, that is 16 inches. That is from shoulder down to 16 inches. So we are going to, first thing we are going to be doing, we are going to be folding. Okay, so now let's fold, guys. Please, I want to let you know that it is not that necessary for you to fold, provided you are working with a pattern paper. Remember, I usually advise people to work with pattern paper so that when they finish working on it, they can now use it based on their material and they trace out. Okay, but for the sake of this tutorial, I'm still going to teach us how to fold. Do you understand? We are going to be folding using the length and the circumference. Do you understand? That is by width and by length. Okay, so in order to fold it this way, how many are we going to be folding? Now let me tell us. You have to check for your highest circumference. In this case, the highest circumference is 35. 35 divided by 4 is going to be giving us 8 3/4. That is 8.75. Please, I want you to add extra 5 inches to 8 inches to it. But for the sake of this particular tutorial, we're going to be adding extra 8 inches. So 35 divided by 4 is going to be 8 3/4 plus 8 is going to be how many? 16 3/4. So that means we are going to be folding 16 3/4 of our fabric. Okay, so now guys, look at it. What I have here now is 16 3/4. Are you seeing it? Okay, what I have here is 16 3/4. Why am I using extra 8 inches? Because I don't want anybody to say that allowance wasn't enough for their own drafting. Do you understand? Okay, so now we are done. Next thing you need to check is the length. Now the length is actually 16 inches. Remember, this 16 inches, we still need to add extra allowance for the hemming of the down part. Do you understand? Let's say we are adding extra 2 inches, making it how many? 18. Now check it out. You see that our paper is more than 18 inches. So that means we are good to go. Do you understand? The reason why we do this thing is so as to make sure that it is up to that particular, do you understand? So that it is not lesser. Now, in a process whereby it is more, it is very much okay. Do you understand? Okay, so now after you are done folding, next thing you need to do is to mark out the vertical measurement. So what are the vertical measurements? Vertical measurements are from the shoulder down to the nipple point, which what we have here is 10 inches. Do you understand? What we have here is actually 10 inches. So let's mark it out. Please, there's something I really want you to know. If you're working on a shoulder dress, that is a dress which is going to, the shoulder part is going to be there. Remember, what you're working on is on a 2. You understand? But if you're working on a shoulder dress, there's something I want you to do. Remember that whenever you are making a dress, at the shoulder point, you usually stitch with ½ inch. You join the shoulder with ½ inch. Please always observe that ½ inch. Do you understand? So that means since our bust point is 10 inches, observing the ½ inch, we extend with extra ½ inch, making it how many? 10 and a half. Are you seeing it? Okay, so make sure you mark it out. Please, the same thing goes to the under bust length. Under bust length is 13, so it's actually going to be how many? 13 and a half. Okay, let's do that. Please, the reason why we are marking out on both sides, are you seeing it? We mark out on this side, we mark out on this side, so that when we are joining both of them together, we are going to be having a straight line. Okay, so the waist now is 16 inches. Please, observing the half inch is going to be 16 and a half. Are you seeing it? So please, let's do the same thing here. 16 and a half. Are you seeing it? Now make sure you add extra 2 inches to it, which is going to be 18 and a half. Please do the same thing here. 18 and a half. Okay, so now let's connect, guys. Let's connect our lines. So look at it here. So as you guys can see, what we have here, here is the shoulder length. Are you seeing it? Here is the bust length. Here is the under bust length. Here is the waist length. And here is for the hemming allowance. Do you understand? Okay, so next thing we are going to be doing is we are going to be marking out the bust band, which is also called the nipple to the nipple. So we are working with a bust of 35. So bust band for a bust of 35 is actually going to be 7 inches. So what I want you to do is to divide the 7 inches by
2 inches.
Since we are folding our material into
2.
So what are you going to be having here is 3 and a half. So make sure you mark 3 and a half here. Are you seeing it? Okay. So the reason why we are marking only 3 and a half without adding extra allowance is because we are going to be, after we finish drafting, we are going to be taking the material placed on our material. Then we are not going to be adding the extra half-inch allowance on the material. Okay, so let's continue. Now next thing you need to do is to connect like this. Are you seeing it? That's the next thing you need to do. So let's continue. So now you are done with your bust band. Let's do something else. Let's impute the shoulder. Please, this shoulder we are imputing. Remember, we are working on a tube, so that means the shoulder is not really necessary. But why I'm doing this thing is so that most of you guys will really understand. So in a situation whereby you want to make a shoulder dress, do you understand? You still know how to do it. Or probably you want to put a yoke on your own, you still know how to do it. So now the shoulder is 14 inches divided by 2 is going to give us 7. So if I'm to add extra half-inch allowance for the same allowance, it's going to be how many? 7 and a half. Are you seeing it? Please, I want you to do the same thing here. Mark out 7 and a half in order to get a straight line. Okay, are you seeing it? Now that you are done marking it out, next thing you are going to be doing now is, now look at it, next thing you are going to be doing now is doing what we call the shoulder slope. Now let's mark out the shoulder slope. The shoulder slope, we usually use how many? 1 inch from here. Are you seeing it? Then from here, we use the standard neck width, which is 6. Dividing it by 2 is going to be 3 inches. Are you seeing it? So you have this point and you have this point. Next thing you are going to be doing now is to connect it. Okay. So now we have connected it. Next thing we are going to be doing is constructing the armhole. So in order to construct the armhole, we usually have a method which we use to get the armhole length, which I've told us the simplest method is whatever you have here. Are you seeing it? 7 and a half. Please do the same thing here. Mark out 7 and a half. Okay, so now we have it. Take your rule and mark a horizontal line, guys. Take your rule and mark a horizontal line. Okay, so the next thing we are actually going to be doing now, look at it, guys. The next thing we are going to be doing now is, in order to construct the armhole curve, from here, are you seeing it? At this point whereby this line is intercepting with this particular line, make sure you mark out 1 inch. Are you seeing it? Okay, so remember, from here to here is 7.5 divided by 2, which we are going to be having 3/3. Are you seeing it? So we have this point and this point. All you have to do is to connect with a curve. Are you seeing it? Make sure you join to this side, then connect like this. This, you can actually do it with your hand. Do you understand? It is called freehand. You can also do it with your French curve or with your armhole curve, whichever one you want to do. I even go to the extent of using a broomstick to get it. Do you understand? So next thing I want you to do, I want you to observe armhole effect. There's what we call armhole effect. If you usually notice when some persons wear clothes, you notice that the armhole part, armhole region, is so rumpled and folded. So in order to avoid those rumple and folding, we need to apply a dart at the armhole, and that dart is called the armhole effect. So in order to do it from the midpoint here, are you seeing it? Make sure you step in with 3/4. Are you seeing it? Step in like this with 3/4. This can as well use half-inch to 3/4. Now you have here, you have here, you have here. Next thing you need to do is to connect. Like I said, you can connect with either your free hand broomstick, your French cuff or armhole cuff. As you can see, look at the armhole effect. Please, I want you to know that this armhole effect is only applied in front. So that means when we start cutting this particular dress, the back part will follow this direction. Are you seeing it? While the front part will follow this direction. Okay, so the next thing that is remaining here is for us to construct the neck. So in order for you to construct the neck, all you have to do, look at it guys, you have to choose the neck width. First of all, we need to form the neck block. So let's form the neck block. Choose the neck width. Now, for the sake of this particular tutorial, the neck width which I'm actually choosing here is 4 inches. Are you seeing it? Now look at it here. All I want you to do is to use your rule and draw a straight line like this. Okay. So from here, you choose the neck depth. Do you understand? So for the sake of this particular tutorial, the neck depth I'm still going to be using is 4 inches. Are you seeing it? Okay. Now look at it from here down to here. So let's get the neck curve. So in order to get the neck curve, all you have to do is remember the same thing we did here. Yeah. Now look at it. From here, make sure you mark how many? 1 inch. Are you seeing it? So next thing you're going to be doing is connect like this. Are you seeing it? Okay, so now we are done on this particular side. There's the next thing we are going to be doing now. We are going to be constructing the corset bustier itself. Remember I said we are going to be using the 3-piece method. Do you understand? Okay, so in order to construct the bustier, there's something I want you to do extra. I want you to get what we call the chest line. Originally, this is the chest line. I want to show you something. Wherever the armhole stops, is actually the chest line. Do you understand? Wherever the armhole stops is the chest line. Okay, so this is the chest line. If we are going to be using anything above this chest line, it means that there is something we really want to achieve on our corset. Probably you don't want your corset to show any sensitive part of your body. Do you understand? Yeah. But for the sake of this particular tutorial, let's use this chest line. You see it? I've extended it here. So the next thing we are going to be doing now is, like I said, we are going to be constructing the bustier. So I want to let you understand something about bustier. Every bustier in this whole world, we construct a bustier by using a darting method. Do you understand? So how do we do it? We usually have that at the upper side and we have that at the lower side. So I'm going to be showing you how to get this particular dart for this particular side. Do you understand? Please, if you have watched other of my videos, you might notice that there are some differences in my method here. But for the sake of this particular tutorial, I think this will be the best method for this particular tutorial. So let's go. So what I want you to do now is, now look, this is actually the nipple point. Are you seeing it? This is the nipple point. That's something I want you to do. If you have been in my class when I'm teaching shoulder dart, there's something I usually do. Look at it. From here, I usually measure out. Are you seeing it? Let's say from here to here, what I have is 4. All you have to do is to mark the middle part. Are you seeing it? 2 inches. So next thing you need to do now is connect from here down to the nipple point. This is what we are going to be using. Are you seeing it? Okay. So the next thing we are going to be doing now is, look at it, the dart. So I want you to measure from here how many? 1 inch. Are you seeing it? From here, measure how many? 1 inch. Are you seeing it? This is the under bust length. Hope I'm right. Okay. Now look, another thing I want you to do. Look, if you check here, what do we have? 2 inches. Okay. So by me looking at this, you notice that I actually use 2 inches. Are you seeing it? 1 here, 1 here. I used it equally. Do you understand? Okay, there's something else I'm going to be doing at the upper part. Remember, whenever we are making a bustier, like I said, it's about that at the lower and the upper side. So we have applied the lower side. Let's apply the upper side. But now, if you want to apply the upper side, you are not going to be placing it from the middle here. Are you seeing it? You are going to be placing it from here. You have to give this side its own and give from here, give it this side its own. Do you understand? So now, there's something I really want you guys to do. When you are giving this side, I want you to make sure that this side receives more. Look at it. Make sure that this side receives more. Do you understand? Now look at what I mean, guys. Since we have 2 inches, are you seeing it? So you can actually give this side 1.5. Do you understand? And give this side like how many? Half. Are you seeing it? Or you can give this side 1/4 and give this side how many? 3/4. Do you understand? You can as well do that. Please, whatever that is here, make sure you put it here and make sure you this side receives more. Do you understand? Okay, so which one are we going to be using now? Now look at it. Let's use 1/4 here. Are you seeing it? Like I said, 1/4 here. Are you seeing it? So here receives how many? Here receive how many? 3/4. 3/4. Yes, 1/4 plus 3/4 is going to be how many? It's it's going to be 2. Do you understand? Okay, so as you can see, we have a total of 2. So look at what we are going to be doing now. We are going to be connecting as a curve from here. Now look at it, guys. From here, are you seeing it? Down to this side. Are you seeing it? And we are still going to be connecting another curve. Now look at it. From here down to this very side. Are you seeing it? Now look at it. From here down to this side. Then from here down to this very side. Are you seeing it now? Okay. So the next thing we are going to be doing now is, whenever you are wearing a corset, you notice that most people will tell you they want their cleavage to show. Do you understand? So it depends on whether you want your cleavage to show or not. All you have to do is, now, whenever you're measuring your customer, just try to measure from shoulder to the point that they really want their center part to stop at. Do you understand? So for the sake of this particular tutorial, look at it. For the sake of this particular tutorial, I'm going to be using 9 inches for this person, because this person actually wants her cleavage to show. Do you understand? The person has a small bust, but she wants her cleavage to show. So I'm using 9 inches. Are you seeing it? So from this 9 inches, now look at here. From this 9 inches, make sure you push out. You step out with how many? Half. Are you seeing it? So we are going to be connecting from here down to here with a curve. Do you understand? Now let's do that. Please remember what I said. You can actually use your curve set to do this. Do you understand? Okay. Now look at it. We have connected it. Are you seeing it? So the next thing we are going to be doing now is, look at it. We are going to be connecting from here also, like a curve, down to here. Do you understand? Okay, so like I said, now look at it. You need to connect here from here to here with a curve. Please use a very nice curve. You can also use your free hand if you think you can, get a very nice curve. Now, but I'm going to be using a broomstick. So for those that don't know how to use a broomstick, this is how to use it. Fold it. Are you seeing how I placed it? Okay, so make sure you get from this point down to this other point. Okay, now look at it. Are you seeing it? I've gotten the point. Now next thing we are going to be doing the same thing on this particular point. Are you seeing it? We are going to be doing the same thing on this particular point. So in order to achieve that, there's something I want to show you guys. Now look at it. From here to here, how many do we have? 3.5. Are you seeing it? So you need to do the same thing here. Now look, place it from the center here. Are you seeing it? Mark how many? 3.5. Please, I want you to add ½ inch to extra 1 inch to it. Do you understand? Half to 1 to it. Now the reason why we are adding is because if you usually notice, at this part of the body for female is where the bust usually tries to come out from. Do you understand? Not from the center front, it's from the side. Do you understand? So that's why we are adding this extra 1. So to add extra 1 is going to be 4.5. Are you seeing it? Okay. So this 4.5 now, look at what I'm going to be doing. Look, at this particular point, there's something I want you to do. Just make sure you use your rule. Look at it. Use your rule and take it up. Are you seeing it? Use your rule and then take it up. Okay. Because we are working for a 2, what I want you to do is step down from the armhole. Are you seeing it? ½ inch. Are you seeing it? Okay. Now look what I want to do. From here, I'm going to be connecting down to here. Are you seeing it? Then I will connect from here down to here. So I can actually achieve that with a broomstick also. Are you seeing it? I can achieve that with a broomstick also. Okay. Are you seeing it? We're almost getting there. Okay. So the next thing I want you to do now is, look at it. Please, I want to let you know something. It's very, very important. Remember, here you have this. Are you seeing? It's because I wanted my own to be like this. But in a situation whereby you think here is going to be too low for your customer, please, all I want you to do is, don't use your chest length to be here. You can step up with extra 1 inch or more. Do you understand? But for the sake of this tutorial, I'm using the armpit direct. I'm using the armhole length. Are you seeing it? Please just know this. Because you might end up doing this particular thing I've just done now, and you expose the sensitive part of your customer's body. But this is actually what I want here. Okay, so now we are done with the bust here. Are you seeing it? So in order to achieve the 3-piece that I was talking about, do you understand? All you have to do is look at it. From here, are you seeing it? From here, make sure you mark out 2 inches. Look at it. Are you seeing it? Okay. Now from here, look, from this particular point, mark out 2.5. Do you understand? Here, from here to here is 2 inches. Here, mark out how many? 2.5. Okay. Please do the same thing here. From here, mark out how many? 2.5. From here, mark out how many? 2 inches. Are you seeing it? So the next thing we are going to be doing now is we are going to be connecting. Do you understand? So let's connect, guys. Are you seeing it? Okay, let's connect this very side. Okay, are you seeing what we have done? Okay, so we are almost there. So the next thing we are going to be doing now is whatever you have here, is extend it here. Do you understand? So it means that since you have one here, you can extend 1 inch here, you can extend 1 inch here. This I want to let you know, it's not compulsory for you to extend it exactly. You can still end up extending with half here, half here. This is actually dependent on the shape of your customer. Do you understand? If your customer, the waist is that tiny and the hip is so much, all you have to do is don't extend 1 1. Do you understand? All you have to do is to reduce it with half and then half. Okay, but for the sake of this tutorial, we are going to be using the 1 inch on each side. Are you seeing it? Okay, so after that, the next thing you are going to be doing now is, look at it, the next thing you are going to be doing now is to impute the measurement. So let's impute the measurement. Now this method I'm going to be using to impute this measurement, I want you guys to see something. So the bust is 35 bar. Okay, 35 divided by 4 is going to be giving us how many? So 8 3/4. Let's mark out 8 3/4. Okay, 8 3/4. I'm marking on the chest line. Do you understand? 8 3/4 is this point. Are you seeing it? Now there's something I want to really show you. I want to show you this. From here to here, how many do we have? 2 inches. Do you understand? So all you have to do is to replace the 2 inches from the chest line. Are you seeing it? Now add your extra allowance. Do you understand? For the sake of this tutorial, let's make our extra allowance to be 2. Are you seeing it? Okay, now let's go to the waist and the under bust to impute our measurement. Do you understand? I think let me do that on the waist. So the waist measurement is going to be how many? The waist measurement is 29. 29 divided by 4 is going to be 7 1/4. Okay, make sure you mark out 7 1/4 and also make sure you replace the 2 inches. That, do you understand? Okay, and then you do what next? Add your extra 2 inches. Do you understand? So the next thing I want you to do is just to connect from here down to here. Are you seeing it? And you have formed the shape. Are you seeing it? Okay. So the next thing we are going to be doing now is that we are going to be tracing it out. We are going to be cutting it out before we cut the back. Do you understand? So let's cut it out. Okay, so because I'm working on a pattern paper, there's no need of cutting both of them. Do you understand? So let me just open up this particular side because I don't want to waste the paper, the pattern paper. So let's start cutting. Let's start from here. Okay, so there's something I really want to show you guys now. Remember, since we are working on the 2, I'm going to be extending this directly here. Are you seeing it? Extend it straight if you're working on a 2. From here, are you seeing it? Okay. So we have this. Are you seeing it? Okay. So let's continue cutting. Please, there's something I want you to do before you cut everything out. I want you to make sure you label. Do you understand? So this part is for center front. Are you seeing it? This one is center side front. Okay, you can say this one is center up. Do you understand? This one is center side up. Are you seeing it? See, it's at the center, it's the upper part. Why this one is the center down? Are you seeing it? This one is the side down. Are you seeing it? Okay, I'm labeling like it because the reason why, please, this labeling is very, very compulsory. If not, you're going to mess up while drafting this thing, while sewing it, because you might misplace things. So let's cut, guys. Are you guys seeing this side that we have cut? Are you seeing it? Okay, so now let me cut out this side in case maybe for those that want to put a yoke on their dress. For those that want to put a yoke, let me show you guys. If you want to put a yoke on the dress, this is what you do from here. Are you seeing it? Okay, then you keep it to one side. Okay, but I'm not going to be using any yoke on this particular one. So now let's cut the back. In order for you to cut the back, it's very, very simple. Just get these two. Are you seeing it? Just get these two. Place it and pin it down. Please, as you are placing it and you are pinning it down, I want you to know something. I want you to know that, look at it. I want you to know that in case you want to put a zip, make sure you mark out your zipper allowance here, 2 inches allowance. Are you saying it? Okay. But for the sake of this tutorial, I don't want to put a zip, so I'm not putting any zipper allowance. Are you saying it? Okay, so place it this way, then use your pin and hold it. I want you to give a space of 1 inch. That is half inch here for back darting. Do you understand? Okay, now look at it. Do is now look at it very well. From here, draw a straight line. Are you seeing it? From here, draw a straight line. Are you seeing it? Now from the middle part of this 1 inch, look at it. When you check it is 1 inch. Now from the midpoint, all I want you to do is also to draw a straight line that will get to this point. Are you seeing it? Okay. Next thing I want you to do is from here, make sure you connect to this point. Are you seeing it? Connect to this point. From here, connect to this point. This is darting. We are actually darting. Are you seeing it? Then from here, also connect to this point because we are darting. Okay. So you can now go ahead to remove this particular one. Do you understand? Because we have actually gotten the shape, the back. Now another thing I want you guys to do is here you must not keep it straight. Do you understand? You mustn't keep it straight. So you can go ahead to from the center back here, step down with how many? 1 inch. You can actually use 1 to 2 inches, but for the sake of this tutorial, let me use 1 inch. So from here, connect it down to this particular point. Are you seeing it? So let's cut it out. No. Let me show you guys what we are going to be doing. Now look at it. I want you to do something. I want you to use your sellotape and make sure you place these two together. Do you understand? Now I want to let you know that it's not compulsory you place them together, but if you want to make your dress in a way that your back, you don't want to have any joining at the back, do you understand? You can actually do this way. Whether you like it or not, the dart is there. Do you understand? Okay. We are going to be repeating this same method on a part of our dress here now. Okay. Now, are you seeing the back? You can now use it and trace on your material. Okay. Next thing we are going to be doing is here. Now look at it, guys. Okay, so see what I want to show you guys. Are you seeing this? As you can see this. Now, I know most of you might be wondering, I've not cut it out yet. We are supposed to cut it out this way. Are you seeing it? Okay. Cut it out this way. Cut it out this way. Are you seeing it now? Now, what I want you to do is to use your sellotape. You must join these two together. Now look at it, guys. Are you seeing it? Please place it like this. Be very careful. Just place it this way. Are you seeing it? Now, the reason why I'm actually doing it like this, are you seeing it? Now, look at it. The reason why we are doing it like this is so that when we now couple this one, now fix it with this one, it's going to come out very, very well. Do you understand? We now couple this one, now fix it with this one. You see how it's going to come out.
Thank you guys for watching this particular video. Please, I want you to make sure you immediately go and watch the sewing part. Make sure you watch the sewing part. So guys, we have a lot of videos which most people on YouTube are not seeing, and these videos are specially made for Ceefashion Academy online members. Please, if you really want to watch all these videos and learn a lot, make sure you go to our channel, click on join. Join enables you to become a full member who is going to have exclusive access to our content. Thanks and may God bless you. Make sure you subscribe.